they feel and da 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 they do.
The lighting is so shit today. But anyway, guys, I finally watched Citation and I've made all my notes. I was doing homework when I was watching this movie. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna be telling you my thoughts, the things that didn't just make sense to me at all. I'm gonna be saying everything on this channel. So first of all, I just want to welcome everyone back to my channel. Thanks for tuning in again. Thanks for clicking on this video, I really appreciate it. But yeah, let's get into the video. So at the beginning, there was the story about I can't remember the lady's name, but I'll put the picture on the screen. So she was just basically explaining to Moremi that Ajoke, I think Ajoke, before Moremi moved to the school, before Moremi started at the school, that there was this other girl that something similar happened to her, but then her boyfriend ended up trying to take justice into his own hands, and then the professor ended up dying. But the thing that didn't make sense about that scenario was, I'm so sorry, but first of all, why do you have your lecturer's personal number in your phone? Apart from office number, the university number, like if they, what's it called, extension line, why do you have your professor's personal number, first of all? And second of all, I just felt like her saying, I will do anything for you to change my grades, I just felt like that was really wrong. I'm not blaming her for whatever for the professor's actions, but I'm just saying like there's a better way to say that. You could have said, can I resit my exams? Is there another exams that I could do? Could you provide another set of questions for me to answer? Guys, don't attack me. I know that there are professors that you don't even have to say I will do anything, and they will ask for sex before they increase your grades or before they give you the right grades that you deserve in real life. But I'm just saying, in this movie, in that scene, the script didn't make sense. I don't know, I just felt like you saying I will do anything for my grades is it just a stretch. I didn't like that line at all in the movie. I just felt like it's a bit misleading for the professor. Like, you saying you do anything means I will do anything. And for men, you know how men are. I'm not saying all men are the same. I'm not saying most men are. Just some men just think, sex. That's all they have in their brain. They don't have any home training. So it's like when you're speaking to a lecturer, you're speaking to a professional, you're just speaking to any man in general, just make sure you don't imply things. So yeah, that didn't make sense in the movie at all. Like, I didn't like that line. And what didn't also make sense about the boyfriend, the actions, beating the professor, I just feel like beating him wouldn't. If it was me that something like that happened to, I'd want him to lose his job, spend some few days in jail, lose his family contact with. Yeah, I don't care if he's got children. Their children need to know that your daddy is a pig. So it's like, I feel like beating the professor. Beating. Maybe it's because I've just grown. Beating doesn't mean anything to me anymore because I've gone through all the Nigeria school beatings, and I'm just like, beating doesn't mean anything. Like, I'll just rather you have to lose something, like it has to pain you in your heart. Like, I want your children to look at you and know, yes, that is a pig. That's the type of revenge me I'd have preferred than beating him. I mean, it was really embarrassing that they actually beat him like on the road, and they disgraced him basically. But I just felt like that wasn't enough, and the fact that he went to go and die at the end, it just got the easy route. Like, he didn't really go through like the humiliation that he was meant to go through. So that's just my opinion about it. And let's just talk about the jokes. Like, every single time they would joke in the lectures, I just felt like the response, like the laugh or anything, just the response to the professor's joke, I just felt like the acting was a bit off. Like, it just felt forced. I don't know, that's my opinion. I was just, like, anytime they would joke, I would just roll my eyes like, okay, that's really funny, isn't it? So yeah, and when Moremi first met Koyejo, I just felt like, ew. First of all, when the ball was rolling, like, it was face back, and even before the ball like reached him, how do you know that there's a ball Maybe you heard the noise now that I'm thinking about it. But it was just like I feel like they should have let the ball like hit his or his foot before like he turned around and picked it up, if you get what I mean. And I feel like maybe that's sin. They've been doing it and doing it and doing it, and the ball wasn't cooperating. They just said, you know what, just bounce it and pick it up. So yeah. And then when she was saying Orukomini Moremi Oluwa, I was just like, what the fuck? What the fuck is that? I just felt like the Yoruba wasn't. I get the whole vibe. Like, she's not meant to be like a Yoruba type of girl. She's meant to be like a girl that is like well traveled, well spoken. But I just felt like if she had just spoken Yoruba, if she had just spoken English, it won't make any difference, you know. But yeah, I just felt like the Yoruba from Moremi was just forced. I feel like if she should have just, maybe she should have said, I don't know. I just felt like the Yoruba was forced. That's my opinion. Don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on Temi Otedola. Like, I'm a fan. I've always, like, from like 3 years ago, I've been subscribed to her YouTube. Like, even before the movie like came out, I was thinking like, where has this girl been? Because she hasn't posted on her YouTube channel for a while. And then when the movie came out, I was like, oh, so she's been working on this. So I'm not hating on Temi Otedola. I'm a fan. I'm a fan girl, or more, you know. So, but I just felt like the Yoruba was forced. Like, yeah. Another thing I picked up on was that the lecture scenes were just too long. Half the time, I didn't even know what they were on about. Because I'm not like, I don't know anything about philosophy or all these countries that they were talking about. So I just felt like, I just found those scenes boring. I get that some, like, they had to be in there somehow. But I just felt like they could have cut seats shorter. If that makes sense. And then when she started teaching her lecturer how to drive, like, first of all, are you a driving instructor? Is that what your mommy and daddy sent you to school to do? Like, answer my question. I just felt like she was so naive. I don't know if she's naive or she's just, because she's well traveled, she thinks everybody is good. Even though people have good intentions in the beginning, like, you need to set boundaries. And I felt like she didn't set that boundaries, and she was just, I don't know anybody that is doing driving instructor for the lecturers. I feel like that's where she went wrong. Don't get me wrong, I'm not blaming Moremi for what happened. I'm just saying, like, she should have been able to like set boundaries. And that goes not even just lecture, that goes with like any male person in your life, even like best friends. I just feel like there should be boundaries. That wasn't even, she didn't have any boundaries. And I don't understand, like, I don't know if this is a thing in Nigeria, but like, don't you guys have like, the lecturer was even inviting everybody to his house. Okay, I get that everybody was there, but it's like, I don't know. I wouldn't go to my lecturer's house. Even if they're not even being friendly, and I wouldn't just go, because it's just like you need to set boundaries. You just can't be familiarizing yourself with everybody like that, especially lecturers. And you know that there's a high percentage of lecturers that do this sex for grade thing in Nigeria, and then you're going to be doing teaching him how to drive to his house. If you're even teaching him in a field, and you're teaching him and you're driving him to his house. So I feel like she went wrong. I don't know if it's just because she's naive and also she's young. So maybe she hasn't had like that life experience. So I get that, but I just feel like you're not a driving instructor. He's not even paying you to do driving instructor. So yeah. And I feel like, let's just forget the movie. I actually just feel like in Nigeria, like, I blame the universities for this sex for grade thing. Because I just feel like if they had policy, I know it's hard to like monitor like professors giving the private number out and giving the, like me, I'm in university. I don't have any of my lecturers can't email my private email. It won't, they can't, if you try to even send a private email to another private email from the school's laptop, it won't go. Because they have a, I don't know how they do it, but like they have like a wall on the, you people that do computer, you understand what I'm saying? It won't go through because you're not allowed to do that. A lecturer, like in my uni anyway, I don't know about other places, a lecturer can send an email to your private account, to your private email. Talk less of even having your private number. You can have that office number. I know my lecturer's office number, but private number, kilo five but we rubbish here. Talk less of now being not driving in the same car and going to their house. I cannot run. And what didn't make sense again was the fact that they went on a school trip, on a university trip, and there was only one lecturer and another foreign lecturer. It didn't make sense. I just feel like there should be at least more than 2 or 3 lecturers, and there should be a female one there as well. I know that these people are grown, they're in the postgraduate or stuff like that, but I just felt like, I don't know if this is a thing in Nigeria. I'm just saying like how I feel. I don't know if I don't know if this is I don't know. I'm just saying what I think, Sha. I just felt like one professor on one trip, like it didn't make sense. At least I feel like there should be at least 2 or 3, and it should be like mixed genders as well. And then when it came to the breakup scene, I just felt like that was so dramatic. Like, this is why I said I feel like Moremi was naive, because even Koyejo was trying to tell her, like, I don't like the way, this you and this lecturer you're becoming too familiar with him. But I just felt like she was just naive, and I understand the fact that like she felt like she could have intellectual conversations with the professor, and the professor had like really interesting things to say, and they could speak French together. Like, yeah, they were really familiar, but I just felt like she should have just listened to Koyejo. Like, again, she was just naive. And I feel like if she could have just avoided that, And then when that little boy came and on the trip, when they were on the trip and the little boy asked her to come, I was just thinking like, she, are you okay? You're just gonna follow some random boy. I even thought maybe it was evil spirits, or the boy was trying to set her up for a trap so they can rob her or something. And I was just thinking like, why? And the way she was even running and shining her teeth, I was just like, something is not doing you. Because I don't understand that you're in a foreign country, and she's in a foreign country and she's following just one random person. I feel like the girl was just so naive, and she was just dithering. That's the Nigerian word for dithering. You're just slow. Like, even forget before the trip, when the lecturer was joking with her about riding like in bed, she would be like she's riding a pony or something like that. I was just thinking like, from there, that's when you should have balanced it and be like, are you okay? Are you okay, sir? Because I get your friend, okay, maybe your male friend can joke with you about that if the conversation is in that, but it's like a lecturer joking with you sexually, like, you need to step back. And then she was like, oh, maybe she overreacted. Babes, I'm not blaming her for what happened, but I'm just saying the boundary wasn't there. She was naive about everything. And it's like, even after the trip, when the lecturer tried to, before we even get into after the trip, it's like the lecturer even had the audacity to try to kiss her in public. That's what it's still baffling me. Like, you are a pig, and then you're a pig, and you want to be pigging in public. Can make sense. And then when the lecturer tried to apologize to her in French, in front of somebody that does not understand French, shouldn't you have just said, no, say what you're saying in English so I can have a witness to witness that you're doing this rubbish? Like, I just felt like it didn't make sense. And then I don't know, I felt like she should have just told somebody. I don't know. I know at first, like, when stuff like that happens, it could be shocking. Like, you don't want to say stuff and you're just overreacting, like you're thinking too much, or people won't believe you. But I just felt like when he was coming to apologize, you should have just just said something in English so that the person that you're talking to would understand. And I can't lie, guys, the rape scene was very disturbing. Like, that guy is a monster, a pig, ew. And the way he slapped her as well, and it was like he wore this dress to seduce me. Like, so she can't wear a dress anymore. There was nothing even, like, the dress was long. I mean, apart from the slits. But can't a girl just wear a dress anymore in this life? Like, what has this life gotten to? So she wore a dress, doesn't mean she wore it for you. I can just wear a dress to look good. She'll get. So it's like that scene was just very disturbing, guys. We women was God forbid, Sha. But that was really disturbing, guys. A tear almost dropped from my eyes. And then when she tried to run away and the professor like grabbed her by her feet, I was just like, oh, please, God, let this girl escape. Because I know she's naive, but like nobody deserves that. Like, but anyway. So another thing I picked up on was that when the lady in the panel asked Moremi if she made an official complaint after the professor attempted to like harass her and rape her, and then my official thing was like, when somebody tries something, like I don't feel like the first thing you would do is not to tell people. Is like it will be running, like the shock of everything will still be running in your mind. Like, did this even happen? I know that obviously like she almost got raped, but like I feel like the thoughts of, am I overreacting? Is this rape? What just happened? It's not official complaints you'll be thinking of first. It's just like you'll be traumatized from the experience. And it's the fact that like now that she's made an official complaint, 2 people are doing panel, you don't believe her. So that again plays a role in all of this stuff. So I just felt like asking her if she made an official complaint, that was a stupid question. She's made an official complaint, that's why you're here. It doesn't matter however long it takes her to make the complaint, she made the complaint. So yeah. And when Moremi discovered the old car is manual, that goes back to my point. She was doing driving instructor for no reason. She was doing free driving instructor for somebody that already knows how to drive. And it just shows how manipulative like some men can be. Like, oh my God, people can be so manipulative. Like the way he planned everything out. And I feel like it took them on that trip just to, get closer to Moremi, because he knows that she's gonna be away from most of her friends and people, like, so like he just took her out. And one other thing that I didn't mention about the trip was the fact that Moremi was doing so much. I was like, still boy, like shut the fuck up. Like I hate people like that in my vicinity, in my class, in my lecture, anything. Like the people that just, we know that you know it, calm down. When she was trying to speak French, even before the French teacher, the French lecturer from Senegal spoke to her, I was just like, Benny, calm down. You speak French. And what was running through my mind was that imagine if our French is as bad as our Yoruba, but we don't know because we don't understand Yoruba. I mean, we don't understand French. But guys, I'm not 18. I'm just saying that was just what was going through my mind, because we don't understand French. Because I felt like sometimes when she was speaking the French, it wasn't coming out. Like she was like looking sideways just to think about the words. But I don't know if that's just me, but I hope she was speaking the French the right way, Sha. She not gonna upset French people, because French people are rude. But yeah, guys, that's my thoughts about the whole thing. I just feel like, even let's forget the movie, I just feel like just in Nigeria in general, in like all these education institutions, I just feel like they need to set boundaries. They need to make policies for set boundaries between teacher and students or lecturer and students. Because even I remember back in my days in secondary school, I remember there was a teacher that invited me and my friends to come and eat eba at her house. Maybe she didn't have any bad intentions, but it's just like you shouldn't really invite students, whether you have good intention or bad intentions. There should be a boundary between teacher and student relationship. And I get that some instances, like when the teacher has a son and then somebody else's friends, you can go and visit your friend, and then the friend's mom happens to be the teacher. I get that. And in some instances where like the teacher is actually the one caring for the student because the student is poor, stuff like that. But I just feel like there's a way around it. You don't need to be inviting anybody to your house, or you don't need to be getting your teacher's car or having their private number. I just feel like I know some people have good intentions, and I've had an argument with my friend over this topic, over this movie. Like we had a full-blown argument. I need to go and call them and apologize, because now that I've spoken to you guys about it, like it's calm. But it's like whether you have good intention or bad intentions, you need to set boundaries between lecturer and students. You shouldn't. There's so many things that was going on in the movie. Like when she was hugging, when she even hugged the lecturer. When the professor told Moremi that he mentioned her name to somebody that works in UN, and then she hugged him. I feel like Moremi sets boundaries. I'm not blaming her for the rape. I'm just saying, like, yeah, the boundary wasn't there. It's just like me having a male friend and I'm becoming so familiar with them, sitting on their leg, doing this, rubbing their beard. Of course, they're going to start thinking like something else. Maybe I'm starting to like them or something, even though that's not the case. And I'm not blaming her. I'm also a girl. I understand it's frustrating. You can't wear a dress. You can't hug somebody without them thinking something else. But it's just that I feel like in the society we live in, we don't live in a perfect world. Like, some boundaries need to be set, you know. So yeah, guys, that's my own 2 cents about the whole Citation movie. This is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed I hope you guys understand my points. I hope I came across clearly. I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And peace out.
She dey feel and da da da